Hi there, beloved friends from SOZO Brain Center, one of the regional labs of FNON, Functional Network Operating Neuromodulation Systems. We're greatly honored, basically, to have one of the most efficient, multidisciplinary teams in the world. Our Chief Medical Doctor, Dr. Andreas Christopoulos, with a high expertise in neurobrain surgery, ex-chief of the neurosurgical department in Nicosia General Hospital, and also worked at one of the biggest reference hospitals in the United Kingdom. We are complete here in Cyprus with 3 neurologists who expertise also in the field of neuromodulation, with psychiatrists, neurophysiologists, neuroscientists. We have geneticists that used to work at the Cyprus Institute of Neurology, and above all, we have a great staff of psychologists and great people working with us. What we're achieving here right now at SOZO Brain Center is quite unique. That's why we have global recognition, also from the International Neuromodulation Society, which we have met with the President, the Vice President, which is now the Chief Editor, Professor Levy, one of the best brain surgeons in the US, and the Secretary, which is also from the University of California, Lawrence Perry. We are collaborating with great universities around the world in research and development, and we have recently now come with collaboration with the only system in the world using AI. Over 115 dry electrodes, AI, mapping the brain, eye tracking, and also the body's physiology. With this, with BrainSpace, we'll be able to use AI agents. Basically, as a chief innovator of SOZO Brain Center, what we'll be doing is basically cloud and brain. Our location basically right now is in Cyprus, the headquarters, but we are also in the United States. I'll be in the United States 2 times this year. We're flying to a major conference and congress in Atlanta City, and I'll also be with my team in Missouri, and of course in California and New York. The most imperative thing about neuromodulation, all our systems are medical. They are medical devices. They are not devices of wellness. They're not devices of health. They are medical devices. This device in particular, it's called CES. It is FDA approved as a cranial electrical stimulation for depression, anxiety, pain, and insomnia. And it's also MDR with the new Regulation Act, Medical Class 2A in the European Union, again for depression, anxiety, chronic insomnia, and chronic pain. We have one of the best systems in the world when it comes to regenerating the brain. We're using now Storage. Storage is one of the most prominent companies in the world with shockwave technology, but this is a patent technology. It targets the brain. We're using real-time cameras. We're using MRI of the patient's brain, and it is the only system that's shown to actually grow cortical brain tissue before and after with Alzheimer's patients, and also to stabilize the degeneration and keep the improvement going. We're using high-tech technology. For instance, here we're using this great device. It is a 2-channel technology. This technology is called Neuronica. Neuronica is using also non-invasive 2-channel cortical spinal stimulation, and it's the only device which has a double-blind study for ALS, which is for motor neuron disease. And it has some great results in comparison to placebo. This is also approved in Australia now, TGA approved. That's why we're flying in October to train medical doctors and allied health professionals using this device in Australia, which is TGA approved. It's the equivalent of FDA for America and MDR for the European Union. This device is a 2-channel system. It uses transdirect cranial stimulation You can program it, you can use it remotely, and it is approved for stroke rehabilitation. It is the only device in Australia approved for stroke rehabilitation, TDCS. It is approved for chronic pain. As you know, in Australia, over 20% of the Australian population is suffering from chronic pain, either low back pain, spastic colitis, migraines, fibromyalgia, complex regional pain syndrome, which is all related to the central nervous system. All pain is in the brain. The issue is not in the tissue, the issue is in the brain. And also, it's approved for mental health. People who are suffering with chronic major depression disorders and other mental health conditions. So this is a great, great technology. I'm in Texas and willing to travel. God bless you for all those international patients which want to visit SOZO headquarters and see me with my staff in person. Please communicate on our website or on info@sozobraincenter.com. Every week we have many international patients, and we have we're going live. We have over 150 clinics right now around the world. We are training medical doctors to use the technology safe according to the regulation. We are certifying the doctors from the factories that they know how to use the technology safe, and we're giving them protocols. With all patients, we map their brain. We use questionnaires relative to their condition. For instance, for depression, which is DASS scale, depression anxiety scale, Beck scale for depression, JAD for general anxiety. We're using SF, quality of life. We're using sleep index, Pittsburgh sleep index for people who are suffering with insomnia because of the pain, the mental health, or for brain degeneration like Alzheimer's, dementia. We're using tinnitus scales. We are using valid scales. And with that, and with mapping, and with our team of neurologists using neurological tests, we can target the neural tracks. That's what we're doing. We are targeting the neural networks. Just like now you're using your phone, there are networks. Just like Wi-Fi technology, just like LAN technology, SLAM technology, we are using networks. And through these networks, what we can do, we can improve the quality of life of people. It's not here to replace medication. It's not here to replace standard rehabilitation. It is here as an add-on. It gives the doctor, the medical doctor in his professional field, it gives the allied health professional an extra tool in order to get results. This week we had an international patient. She came with a medical doctor, Dr. Johannes, from Germany. They flew from Germany and they see over 1,000 patients together with Mrs. Christina with multiple sclerosis. It is a specialized clinic in Germany which sees over 1,000 patients a year with MS, autoimmune. They're using a protocol besides all the standard protocols which neurologists use for MS. They're using also an extra protocol called the Coimbra. It was designed by a Brazilian medical doctor using high doses of vitamin D3, as I was informed. However, the specialist on that field was suffering with MS for over remission MS, not primary progressive MS, remission MS. And now she started to have upper motor neuron, which is like spasticity, lower motor neuron, which is hitting the second order neurons in the motor, flaccid paralysis. And she could not walk. She needed sticks. I met this doctor and their team of multiple sclerosis specialists at a congress in Kos. It was over 300 medical doctors from Germany, where we gave a talk how neuromodulation can be utilized in their practice, along basically with their condition. What we did basically, she came this week, our neurologist mapped her brain, We conducted new MRIs, new EEG studies, EMG studies, and basically all the indexes. I'm going to present this patient in the next 2 days. We have an interview. She is now fully walking with no support, fully walking with no assistance. And you could not even tell she has MS. She was so impressed, her and the medical doctor specialist for multiple sclerosis, that they are coming next week to train along with another 30 international doctors from across the world here in Cyprus. Cyprus has become one of the world's leading training neuromodulation centers in the world. We are pioneering with our medical team and allied health professionals and scientists in the methodology of neuromodulation. As you can see now, Elon Musk is investing billions in Neuralink. The neuromodulation field is exponentially growing. There is over 5,500 literature on it. For dementia right now, using TPS, it is level 1, CE approved. For fibromyalgia, it is level 1. For chronic neuropathy, trigeminal neuralgia, and cephalalgia, it is level 1. This technology is at very high level. It is very imperative to know, I'm seeing some comments that no one replies and no one responds. It's important to send an email to info@sozobraincenter.com or check our website www.sozobraincenter.com. We are constantly upgrading our protocols, we are constantly upgrading our technologies, and we're constantly upgrading our montages, which is our treatment choices. We have a high demand of medical doctors around the world. Next week, which is in 6 days, we'll be training over 35 medical doctors from India, Vietnam, Cambodia, and we have an interest now, imagine, an interest now from a professor from Ankara in neurology, from a professor from Turkey in neurology, through a special written request, through the embassy of Greece, which is where Cyprus embassy is, to fly to Larnaca airport and train with Cypriot and international doctors. It is very important to understand that when it comes to humanity, when it comes to science, innovation, and breakthrough technologies, that we must set aside politics, set aside religion, color, ethnicity, and join together. Just like the neurons, when they wire together and they fire together, they create communication systems, networks through synapses. The same thing that we are doing. I am very proud and honored for our team. Last week, we had a chronic myelopathy patient who was operated twice by a prominent surgeon, well-known surgeon in Thessaloniki, Greece, and he had severe spastic paraparesis. And the gentleman also had flaccid paralysis. He could not walk, he could not stand, he needed a catheter all the time. Within 1 week, our team targeting, using investigational, as we said to him, off-label treatments for spinal cord treatment, we got him up, walking. I spoke to him 2 days ago, and right now he is walking with a relator. Very happy. The best way to book an appointment, if you're an international patient, you can either check our website and go to your local country and continent and book with one of our certified clinics. We are in America, we have over 20 clinics. We are in Austria, Germany, Spain, and so many other countries like Germany, Middle East. If you would like to visit Cyprus, our central hub, feel more than welcome. We were voted as a gold mid-sized company for innovation, and the Ministry of Innovation and Interior awarded us as an innovative company for the next 3 years. It is very important to understand. We will be soon in India, sir. We are having Indian medical doctors flying in next week to train with us, and we are having over 46 hospitals, chains from Singapore training with us. We are having the Ministry of Health sending the top chief neurologist and GP to train with us from Iraq, and also we have a chief neurobrain surgeon and spine surgeon using epidural stimulators from Qatar to train here with SOZO Brain Center. It is a great honor for our country, Cyprus, to be on the global map in the field of neuromodulation. Soon, we are having one of the best chief professors from the United States, and he will be conducting DBS for our international patients, deep brain stimulation for Parkinson's patients here in Cyprus. AMIS Healthcare Group has won the Silver Award for medical tourism last year, and we have prominent American surgeons flying into Cyprus and doing operations and conducting invasive operations in the field of Tal cysts. Professor Frank Feikenberg, meningeal cysts in the spinal cord, Dr. William Smith, one of the chief chairmen of AMIS, and now we'll be conducting deep brain stimulation here in Cyprus. It is an honor for our country, it is an honor for our people here in Cyprus to represent them on the international forefront. In October, we will present our 2 publications at the World Neurology Congress. That is right, at the World Neurology Congress, we will participate in South Korea. We will also participate at the Vatican with one of the chief medical doctors, Sir Professor Dr. Gabriel Andreoli. We were invited to present at the Scientific Theological Theatre in the Vatican with one of the best scientists and innovators across the world at the World Change Summit. There, I will be talking and showing the future of neuromodulation using AI technology for the brain and for the body, basically. There, we will be awarded, as I'm being told, Sir, the title Sir, by the King of Spain, the King of Portugal, and will be anointed Sir as a scientist to our contribution to humanity, ethos, and innovation. Then we'll be flying from the World Congress of Neurology to America. Then from there, the Congress in Atlanta. From there, we'll be flying to Kazakhstan with a chief surgeon, specialized also in stem cells. And from there, we'll be flying to Australia, which is my home country. It is a great honor as an Australian, born and raised with Cypriot background from my father's side, Greek background from my mother's side, to be able to bring forward this technology to my fellow Australians, along with my professor in neuropain science, Dr. Nick Lucas, who was my professor of neurology and neuroscience at the University of Western Sydney, where I was raised and trained at one of the best universities in the world, which is in Sydney, UWS. I'm greatly honoured to also talk about our Congress, which is fully booked. It is in Vienna. We have a SOZO Brain Conference where we present, and all our doctors present their research and development in the field of neuromodulation. Last but not least, I want to thank one of the leading oncologists in the world, Professor Wolfgang Kössler, where we will participate again for the third time at the International Medical Conference in Integrative Medicine in Vienna. So it is a great honor to be there. So for those who say there's no reply from our emails and mails, please make sure you send it info@sozo, one word, braincenter.com, and you'll receive an automatic reply, and from there we can talk and communicate. I want to thank you all. We are also going to attend in the next week at basically London Clinic. It's Cleveland, where we have a patient there. He's been approved to use our 2-channel TDCS, cortical spinal stimulation, for spinal cord injuries. I want to thank Dr. Professor of Spinal Cord Rehabilitation, Dr. Masai. Thank you very much, where we'll be applying this technology at Cleveland Clinic in London, which has been approved, as I heard from the family. So as you can hear, SOZO Brain Center is one of the most prominent teaching facilities, teaching medical doctors and allied health professionals using non-invasive brain neuromodulation. I want to thank you all. God bless you all. For those who don't get an email reply, as I said again, go onto our website, www.sozobraincenter.com, and we will communicate with you. And as I always say, I want to say thank you to our beloved families, all the medical team, all our medical staff, all our clinics around the world, with great gratitude. And I want to thank God for giving us this wisdom, this human intelligence, HI, to be able to offer, to basically save people from their misery and suffering. Thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend from SOZO Original Brain Center. Thank you very much. Here in Cyprus, Nicosia. God bless you all.